So good. We got the white pieces. Tried and true. Tried and true. Attack the pawn. Easy peasy. Standard stuff. No need to think here. That we get a lot. Now, typically here, and I don't think this is the right move. I think I need to try to play something more proactive, but I like to just play here. We start blocking this bishop from being able to go to any of these actually good squares. Could do that. Maybe play something like this into the center and put my bishop behind here. Just kind of, all right, so you've blocked this bishop in. Fianchetto looks stupid. So I think if we go here, this just actively just makes it so this bishop will never be on a good square. And this bishop should never make it on a good square. You have to put the bishop like here, targeting what is not a good pawn. And maybe even fianchetto this bishop later, just to apply more pressure here. Even, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Is it the best move? I don't know, but I feel like it's good enough. I feel like it's a good enough answer to here. I'm not entirely sure what Stockfish has to say about it, but I think as far as 900 to 1,000 rated, I think this is going to be fine. I do think I need to look at this probably a little bit more in depth. This is just defended, which looks like what he's attacking, but I'm unsure. I'm unsure. Can he go somewhere else? It doesn't look so good for him, does it? I don't know what this is. I am confused. So I'm looking at the queen, where the queen might be threatening. Would just take, it's a queen. Sack the queen, I'd take with the rook. I mean, I don't even care. I'd get a rook in a, I'd be okay with that. Probably just take with the pawn, but I mean, I could take with the rook and keep my pawns together. Really, there's really not any attack. I could still castle this one. Without that queen, he's just not going to be able to do anything. Coffee and think here. I don't really see anything threatening. I don't believe that this move has any value for black, and so I'm going to, I think, play as if he just did something stupid and make him prove to me that that move had any value. I was going to go here. I wasn't going to go here, and I was thinking about playing like this, mainly because of the fact that if I went here and then he puts his bishop here, I really just don't want to trade off the bishops. His bishops look stupid, so I mean, my bishops aren't going to look stupid. Knight is always a good move. Just develop. Is that the play? Could just be the play here. I'm also looking at going ahead and bringing my bishop out and getting into like a formal kind of Italian game style. I could, okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to move the knights because it's knights before bishops, and I'm going to tell you why. This move actually pins the queen to the king. Then he has to push this pawn. And then just give his queen less scope and take away a square from his knight. So maybe he'll just push this pawn, I'll drop back, and if he pushes again, we'll just come back over here and actually attack a pretty good square. The queen side's kind of ruined. This bishop and this knight are going to have problems getting into the game. It's not going to be any good squares for him. It also stops this push. I mean, it's knights before bishops. I feel like it is a reasonable outcome for this. This seems fairly reasonable. I don't think I've made any major mistakes. It's just a matter of, because I actually, like, I'm reading this and I know he's going to kick me, but I think I'm okay with this kick because it stops the queen from having scope on this diagonal. The queen's done moved here. The queen isn't really controlling anything on this side. It's not looking good for the queen. This just locks that queen into a cage, takes away a main square for the knight. So I'm okay with dropping back all the way to here, I think, and then rerouting this, I think. He's attacking this, but it's okay. It's defended. Is he going to be able to play something to undefend things? Doesn't look like it. Normally, he could probably try to get a pin if I push the pawn or something. And I want to get this bishop out and maybe even get these forcing moves here. So I can play here and then get this bishop out. No, I think this is okay. I'm okay with this here because I think it just blocks this knight in. So the knights on the rim are grim, something like that. Some such nonsense. Let's see what he plays. I think he's already landed himself in trouble. It feels like he's kind of squeezed in. It's hard for him to move, and it's mostly hard for him to move. He could just put the knight out, right? But then the knight is pinned to the queen, and maybe he kicks this way, which I'll drop back. And if he kicks again, it'll be fine. The only difference is I'm actually just going to get this move in beforehand. And I don't know, maybe I'll put my bishop here, especially if he starts kicking this way. He does do that. I am going to drop back here. This was my plan. We'll see what happens. Give him a second to think. He does play the move, and I am a-okay with this. The queen side is pushed too far forward. There's a good chance he's not going to castle this way. He does actually. So a counter effect of that I'm noticing is that it does look like he's starting to gain a lot of these central spaces. So let's see what he plans on doing. Okay, so he does play knight here. I don't know if that's necessarily good though. I can always drop my knight back. I still want to play this move. You're way extended. I think that's just going to give me a target here in a minute. So yeah, it's a temporary loss for me, I think, because I've let him get this. And I have kind of let him like build up a lot of stuff. So I didn't actually see the repercussions of letting him build up this kind of massive queenside center here. But I don't think, again, that it's the end of the world. We can always drop the knight back, keep an eye on some key squares over here. Okay. So he has temporarily won a pawn. But I'm going to win a tempo. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We ended up not getting the most optimal outcome for this. I'm just trying to see. I'm scanning. Like, I want to see if there's no tactics here for this. So this is fine. We're going to get this tempo. So this push right here just kind of completely ruins my bishop now. So maybe trading for the knight here and ruining the structure on the king side might be a good idea. He's probably not castling this way, right? So we'll go ahead and go here. I think ruining the structure on the king side here to allow myself to do things is pretty good. I guess the queen could technically come here now. But I think we can kick the queen and then just start like completely going here. He's going to go there. Any shenanigans I have? I don't feel like I have much of any shenanigans. Am I okay with retreating the bishop here? I don't think I am. I think I trade for the knight. I don't think I have to do it right now. I think I trade this bishop for the knight though. And then we can just set up on light. So I have some light squares. I think that's okay. I have some light squares here. I think we can just kind of set up on light squares and start to do things really nice. I think maybe just knight here. Let me put this knight over here, and we just start launching pieces over here. Get my queen into the attack. My bishop's looking over here. We're just setting up for this, which might entice him to actually go this way, but because all the pawns are pushed, I don't think rerouting is going to be a really hard choice. I definitely didn't anticipate the pressure those pawns are going to put in the center here. I am down a pawn. Maybe we just go here. I think we just go here. So if like knight comes out or something to like free up the discover, I could just take, and then after bishop takes, I take with the knight. And it's fine. So he really doesn't have a good option for his knight except to undevelop it. And his knight's just kind of stuck there right now. So we'll see what happens. All right, so it's just going to castle, which is actually really good for me because I was planning on coming out over here, plopping a knight into this square, bringing my queen in, possibly trading. What if I can't trade yet. I have to go here. Yeah. Um, I don't know if this is a great move either. But less of a mistake than like blocking in this bishop, I think. It's less of a mistake. A lot harder to punish. I think knight here would be good now. If he moves his knight now, we take the bishop, he takes, and then we take the knight. Oh no, then we take the knight with the queen, I think. But then there's this knight no, this knight isn't hanging anymore because the queen would be here. So I think this is fine. We put the knight here. Okay, so wait, okay. So if I put my knight here and he pushes this way, can I just take? Because I'm looking at takes and then takes. Then I have queen check, loses the queen. So that's not so good. Because we're taking up that square for the queen, for the bishop. So if he pushes, I have a knight here. I have to drop the queen back. Then there's this fork. So yeah, I think put the knight here and then just trade off the bishop. Bishop goes here. After bishop takes, queen here. How do you stop knight? I don't think you can. You have to trade the dark squared bishop off for the knight. I think this is the move. It's several moves in advance that I'm having to read here, and I'm having a hard time like visualizing the outcome. I really need to visualize the outcome because I've already let this happen. But I think this is the move, and so I think I'm going to play it. And if kicks, we takes with the bishop. Queen comes out to here. Yeah, I think we're looking good. I think it's fine. I really need to like. I think this is good. I think this is okay. Now the question is, which knight do I put here if I have the option? I think I'm going to put the knight that's all the way on the side of the board. Because, yeah, we're kind of close to his king and controlling a few spaces, but this one is more on the edge, which means it's less squares. At least this one can control these two squares. This one can go here. I really don't see the need to castle right now. My king is fairly safe, and there's no tactics that I can see that actually allow him to get to my king. Because I think this would be a good move. And then, like, if this does get kicked out and I get my queen over here, that also gives me the option to move a knight over here. Start putting pressure on this square. I have a lot. I wonder if I can, like, bring pawns into the game, too. And just kind of, like, launch all these pawns at him. And instead get ready to castle queenside. I feel like he's played really slow. But because of my trades that I did on the other side, I feel like he took up a lot extra space here. Which makes it hard to penetrate this position on this side. So it feels like all the play has to go down on the king's side for me. Because of that, if he does this, I think this would be the best outcome for me. None of his other pieces are actually in play. I have a lot more pieces in play. Okay, so the knight does drop back. So I think I can just take. I think I can just take. This puts pressure on both and sets up the queen to go here. Pushes, knight takes. I think I have to take, though, right? I think that's just the have to move, and everything else we can consider later. I don't think I need to spend my time on this move. We take, queen takes, and then queen to here. No, knight here, because it puts pressure on the queen while simultaneously defending this knight. So I think this is the move here. And also we can trade off the bishop if the bishop comes to take the knight. We just trade it off, get the queen out here. I just feel like things are on the wrong side of the board for him. This is the ones that he couldn't develop. He couldn't develop the knight. He couldn't develop the bishop. He couldn't do anything. And so they're stuck back here, putting pressure. Yeah, because this is still good for me. Even here, it's still good for me. I'm still putting pressure on the queen. I'm also putting pressure on this pawn. I'm also putting pressure on this square. Looks good. We do have that queen out to here, so I'm kind of curious where he's going to go. Like maybe, yeah, like right there, but I'm not entirely sure. That's that great of a move. Do the knight, and then if he kicks, could just play the pawn. Danger levels on the queen here. I actually think that, okay, so his queen's actually on the right side of the board now, so I have to like be very mindful of like any type of really crazy check tactics. I'm still not castled. I'm thinking about castling queenside though. I think we can lock it in. I think I'm gonna lock it in. I think I'm gonna go in with pawns here. Pawn storm the king side. He's actually playing very well. Normally I'd have found a really detrimental thing. His opening was a little bit shady, but here protecting against all these tactics and stuff have been really good. So this pawn is actually defended by the queen. So I can push this pawn, which is also defended by the rook. And set this up. Set up this attack on the queen, and if he pushes here, it's going to force the queen out. Queen can't go here because the knight can just take, and then I can plop my knight over here with a check and then bring the queen. Okay, so he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. We're just going to go ahead and play that without thinking. We've already thought about it. We've done it through. We thought kind of on his turn, on his time. It's a pretty straightforward move, I feel like. Kind of going, what you going to do with the queen, I feel like the only move he really has would be like here. I don't think is really good. We also have check, and then we lock the knight in and protect this, and also like attack the queen yet again. Yeah, so we get all that out. Now, what we need to do now, I think, is get the king castled. After this sequence, I need to really be looking at getting my king castled here. So he only has like one move, right? He has one move. I mean, I guess he could play here, right? I guess he could play here and try to reroute the queen this way. Obviously, I've kind of shown my cards, right? Wow. That is a thing. That is a thing. No, I'm actually looking at like a knight sacrifice that could be really good. I don't think it's going to be okay. So I'm thinking like here and then being able to take this pawn and completely destabilize all of this while my pawns are coming in. I actually didn't see that move. Did not see that move. So, I mean, I technically can still do the check, but then he just takes with the thing. But I also have this check. My knight's really getting in there, isn't he? With that. That does not look good for him. Not like allowing me this check, I think is worse than allowing me this check almost. Because this right here is just going to be a knight that just constantly controlled these squares. and it was going to be annoying. This right here is a knight that's going to control these squares. I mean, uh, these squares, and this has a lot of tactical opportunities in the future. Not now, but in the future. But do have this check, and then I can push this pawn. But do I push this pawn? I think maybe we just go here. I think pushing here is actually better. We control these two squares to prevent these pawns from pushing, and sets up this better so he can't just push past me. Pushing past me would actually be really bad, I think. Actually, if he pushes past me, if I go up and he pushes past me, I can drop my knight back and then reroute to this square that I wanted to originally go in. Really? Really? Not the corner. You play up. Really? That is a thing, huh? Is, hmm. Really? Crazy? Crazy. Hmm. Um, well, the bishops for him are off the board, so that's good. He's got two knights. But he got his king castle. Could just try to play this up. Could try to play this. So if I play this up and he pushes, I can actually just move the knight back here and keep an eye on the square. And that's also another check on the king. Look at me go. So I think, yeah, this has got to be the. This has got to be the move. And if he takes, do we take with the rook? We take with the pawn. I think we take with the rook. Because rook here looks really bad. Or I can take with the rook and then move this here. And then put this here. And the rook's always defended. The rook guards the knight. It's just. All right. I got 4 minutes left. We got to start playing a little bit faster. I feel like I'm going to lose on time. We get 15 seconds at the end of each move, though. That's not the most craziest thing in the world to be a little short on time. Hmm. Hmm. This doesn't look good for his king. Like, my king, despite not being castled, my king feels relatively safe. Without the bishops on the board, I've got no long-range snipers. All of his pieces are still on the back rank. It looks really good for me. Right? So the queen can't checkmate by itself, really. I mean, it could if, like, let's say I'm here. Let's say I'm here and the queen was able to get, like, here somehow. It can technically back rank, even if I'm here or something. But, really? That way? He's bringing his king. He's, like, really bringing the king. But I can always just go here. There's no danger to my knight. I'm just in, and I'm in deep. It's crazy. I think he thinks he's trapping my knight. And it looks a little dicey, don't get me wrong, but I have an escape square. And then what do you do? I'm gonna bring the knight. Crazy. I'm gonna put the knight here. We gotta play faster. I want to get some time. We're just going to play relatively unique moves. Just trying to, I think he's trying to trap my knight, but my knight has places to go. Queen defends this. Let's just play nice and solid. Maybe even just go ahead and pull this pawn up here. I really hope there's a trade here. If not, and it goes here, maybe I just lock the king out of this corner forever. This pawn is being blocked. All of this is just, I mean, I feel like this is Black's problem this whole game. He's just smothered and can't move. So if I play like non-tactically and just play very like simple basic stuff, I think like, oh, okay, well here's this. You know, even if it's like one moves at this point, like the one movers, right? Even if I just play like one movers and things like that, I think what ends up like going to end up happening is that Black is going to just not be able to answer these one move threats because he can't move anything. The knight's blocked. The knight's blocked. This knight's blocked. This rook is blocked. I mean, maybe the knight comes over here. Maybe. Okay, so this knight goes here. That's fine. Yeah, I still think, I mean, even if I lose the knight here, I don't, like, even if I lose the knight here, what do you do? This is really strong. I'll take here. I have to go here. So that has to put the queen there. If I go here, queen has to take. Only move, right? Oh, no, technically he could go here. I was trying to look for like a cool tactic that way. Here, so maybe he did trap my knight. But this still doesn't solve any of his problems. Okay, so he did trap my knight. How do we win this back? Okay, well, I'm going to threaten to win the queen, I think. This is a pretty good threat. Because then I go here, it's defended. And your queen will actually be on the king. So you won't be able to move it. Can't really take the knight, so we'll just use that danger levels kind of tactic, I think, to do something here. Do you take the knight? If it wasn't already broadcasted that I'm not castling kingside this game, it definitely is now. Maybe he thinks I'm going for like a queen trade where I put the queen there and then he trades the queen off, and then it runs the thing. But I can actually slide the rook up over. So, uh, yeah, this game got really bad. I thought I was doing okay, and then it just ended up not being okay, and now it's looking like I'm losing, and but I have like counterplay, right? Like it feels kind of awkward this whole game, and I'm unsure how we got to this point. It seemed like we were playing relatively like okay moves throughout the most of the part of the game. Maybe not the most optimal, but suboptimal just turned into awkward. Okay, so I did move the king, which means now the knight can come back out. And I didn't lose my knight. Look at me go. Finding the tactics. So now if I pull the knight back out, we are fine again. And that actually does attack that pawn now. Okay. I think he saw the rook being able to pin the queen. He felt like he had to move. This, I think, is an actual mistake because that's now just a pawn. Ooh, I get my pawn back finally. That is now just a pawn. Looks good. There we go. We're out. Things are good. I got a pawn. I'm fixing to take a second pawn. Because knight might get into a whole world of fucking trouble for this black. Because you got this, and then you're going to have this right here to attack the queen again. Like, it might get into a whole world of trouble. This is actually defended, provided I move my knight, so it's fine. But I also don't have to move the knight right now. Because I could play bishop here to defend. And then when I move it, actually be able to trade off more pieces if I want to. It's going to leave me with options. Going to leave me with options. But if I leave my bishop there, we're still targeting here. And then later, if going here, this is defended. Maybe the thing drops back. And it allows me to kind of maybe take this pawn in some way. It doesn't work even if the queen moves. So it's not very immediate. And I think I need some immediate reward right now. We're down to the last 60 seconds. So I think we're just going to go here. This is actually defended, so I'm fine. I'm not really worried about it. All right. Not worried about that. We're just going to go here. Perfectly fine. If he takes, I'll take with this, and we're fine. Again. Could also take with the rook. Actually lining up right here. Could leave the rook, and because this pawn tension is still here from like moves ago. Right? He doesn't want to mess up his structure, and I don't know which way he's going to take, but I don't really want to open this up, right? He wants me to take so he can open this up. So maybe if I kick this off, I can take here. I could also just push, and that's just really good for me, right? Because the king is forced back into the corner yet again. I can threaten the queen. If the queen moves off of this diagonal, we go back into here, which then forces the king into the corner. I'm not entirely sure about that move. I don't have a whole lot of time. This seems relatively decent. I don't see how anything crazy happens here, so I'm just going to pop that in there. See what happens. He's running out of time, and he's actually down a pawn now. And I feel like my position is a lot easier to play than his. So we're going to put pressure on this queen. Yeah, I think we're putting pressure on this queen. We're probably going to... I mean, I've got at least a couple of moves that I can play relatively quickly that cause problems. Maybe here, here. Maybe even put the knight here after this. Just a fantastic outpost for my knight. If I can get the queen off of this, I can pull this queen out. Like maybe take and then pull this queen out. Okay, so the queen's gone there. Queen has gone there, which actually keeps the eyes off of this pawn, which means maybe I go here. This is defended. Could take. Could take. Could take. Could also move the queen to here to get ready for this castling move. Yeah, I think we just got to move fairly quickly. So I think takes is okay now. That is a pawn undefended now. 2 pawns up. We can move the queen in front of the king, pull the knight back, get the king count. We just need to try to like simplify now. I got 30 seconds on the clock. See what we got here. Knight out. I'm just going to trade the knight, keep things nice and simple. Looks good for me. I'm just going to trade. I'm going to go right here. That'll keep this right here from being good. The queen is still defended here. That also blocks the queen, so I can castle now. Ooh, that's not a bad move at all. Yeah, okay. So we'll go here. Reopen this up. Reopen this up. You can't move because of this. If you go here, I'm probably going to take the knight anyway. If you move, I take the queen. We look good. Good, 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 good. Maybe takes with pawn is pretty good. I need this other rook to get into play very quickly. 32 seconds. I was running down his clock. Right now we're just kind of in survival mode. So we can just go here. If you move the knight, I still take. If you push the pawn, I take. We're going to pull this rook into here. We're just going to leave the king in the center, it looks like. This seems to be the only decent move here. Now the queen is finally getting into play. We can start applying some pressure here. We can get right here, put some pressure here. Come over here and attack them both. So ask him how he wants to defend this shit. So it really depends what black wants to do here. But it's a fairly even game. And I'm the one in time pressure, so. This 800's like he's playing really, really well. We're going to go ahead and put this here. This is fine. The whole reason he plays that is he wants to play here, and if I take, he just takes the fucking queen. But now if he pushes, I get to be able to put here, put pressure on the queen, put pressure on the pawn, everything's good. We're just going to maximize what we can do here. He's going to put pressure. This is more pressure being added to it. All right, we're just going to play here. Good shit. He's trying to add pressure onto this pawn. But I've got enough defenses. Everything that I have can come to the defense if needed. Literally everything. I need to push this pawn. Put pressure on the pinned piece. That's what I need to do. If he gives me the opportunity, that's my next move. I don't think this matters. I'd still just go here. Okay, I'll just push here. Queen's under immediate fire, through multiple ways. My queen's not under immediate fire. I still have this move. His queen's under fire. I just only have a couple seconds to make each move if I want to stay like healthy on the clock, and I'm not even that healthy. So all right, so I'll take the queen. He'll take a pawn, and I'll take the queen, and I will also take this way. There we go. Oh, he didn't take the queen? What? You're gonna give me the queen? Oh, wait. Okay, so he has to. In theory, do it like that. I see what he's saying. His entire thing here. There's that. I'll take this pawn. Yeah, we're up. We should win this in game. That was a bad trade for him at the end there. He felt the time pressure more than I did. I'm just gonna move this. I can move this here. If he slides this over, we'll just put this over here. If it ever moves, I take the bishop. I take the rook. It's all kinds of fine. This is all kinds of fine. Now you can't move that. I'll just trade into this and then hopefully hit this pawn up, and then we'll just push to win. My king's on the right side of the board to defend. My king is on the right side of the board to defend. This is also fine. We're just going to take this. Push the pawns. Push, 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 push. Easy peasy. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to push. I'm okay with the... Okay, he takes the pawn. I'm cool with this trade because that's a check. I'm cool with this trade because that's a check. I'm up a rook. Let's go. I'll give him that pawn. That goes here. Maybe just push this here. Get this out. There we go. Push this here. Get this out. Run this across the board. Okay. Perfectly fine for me. All right. I'm going to go down here. Push this pawn. Put the rook behind it. Perfectly fine. Push this pawn. I win. This is a one in game for me, should be. Even if I have to sack the rook, it should be a one in game. Should be a one in game. I don't think he makes it. Does he make it? 1, 2, 3, 4. He never makes it, and my rook is literally cutting him off. My rook is literally cutting him off. We're going in for it. Take the knight, win the game. There we go. Take the knight. Now we just eat the pawns. Push. We eat the pawns. We checkmate the king. Let's go. King needs to be here. We need to run the king up. Run the king up. Force him to play it. I need to keep these pawns separate. These two are connected. I need to keep them separate. Good shit. And if he goes one more, we go down here. Yep. Good shit. This pawn will never pass. While this is here, I'll trade that off. This pawn will never pass. Yep, yep. Would you come over here? Eat this pawn. Eat this pawn. Save my pawn. Eat this pawn. Game over. Eat this pawn. What is the king going to go here? We're going to go here. Doesn't matter anymore. He's cut off because of the rook. At me. Good game. GG. It was actually a really hard game. No. No. Sadly, no. He gave me a draw offer. I mean, I don't think he should quit though, because I mean, I could actually still just mess this up. I'm not going to, but I could. Is he gonna time me out? No, I'm gonna report him if he times me out though. Shall we draw and play a new game? No, you can resign. Nah, you can resign and we can play another game tomorrow. All right. All right, so we're just going to bring the queen back here. We're just going to cut the king off completely. So this square looks good. Make sure he still has moves. He can move. There's at least one legal square to move to. Cut him off. Pull the bishop over here. We're just going to ladder mate him over this way. All right, and then we're just going to come over here, and then we're going to ladder mate. Way to go. Easy peasy. Just put the rook here, put the queen here. GG's. There's no way for him to stop it. I'm just going to go ahead and pre-move it, so it doesn't matter what he does now. GG. And that's game number 1. On my way to 1,000. Let's go. 916.